when we're ready, I'll start recording and we'll start the show. What's everybody drinking? I got classic Pepsi.
Water at the moment.
I'm drinking some Peaky Blinders IPA.
Peaky Blinders.
Oh, nice, very nice, Diddy. No, I went to see a mate earlier, and I had a couple drinks with him.
Yeah, what were you drinking? Beer.
Sorry, no, I was drinking. What were we drinking? JD and Coke.
JD and Coke, the classic.
Yeah.
Just drinking a tea here. That's it.
Classic.
Nice.
Just can't beat it. You can't beat it.
Can't beat a tea on a Christmas Eve. All right, we all ready?
Yep.
Go. All right, let's start recording now. Actually, I better send a link to Twitch, to the Discord.
That's weird.
Are you looking at the Twitch stream?
Yeah, there's like two different cameras. There's like a point of view from the phone. There's a point of view from the device I'm using.
Everyone, we are live. Send. Awesome. So I've got a big giant TV here with the Twitch Streamlabs going. I've got the Discord here on my monitor, and I've got a tablet here for any chat that comes up.
Alright.
I've got my own little command center going. Alright, we're good. And start record. Hey everybody watching, welcome to the first off-the-shelf reviews community. I guess we call it a round table. I think if this all goes well and you guys are up for doing more, we'll have to come up with a new name. That's something we all agree on. But how's everybody doing tonight?
Very well, thanks. How are you, David?
Doing fine, thank you.
All good.
All good.
As I see it on my screen, so on the top left we have Diddy, and in the middle we got G Electric, and on the far right we've got Jay. Go wave Jay. And on the bottom we got Tarman. We're all members of the Off the Shelf Reviews Discord. It is the 23rd, Christmas Eve for the next hour and a half. So what's...
Christmas Eve is tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Siri. Siri just told me Christmas Eve's tomorrow, in case any of you didn't know. So what's generally have you guys got any traditions for Christmas Day? We'll start with you, Diddy. You got anything you would call a traditional Christmas?
No, normally we have dinner with my parents, so we'll go around there, and then we'll go see my other half's parents in the evening. Typically stay there and do another like Christmas Day on the Boxing Day. But obviously that's completely out the window.
Oh yes.
This year, so yeah, we'll have to come up with some new traditions. So maybe we should do this every year.
Ah, sounds good.
Make it a tradition.
Yes, I'll be up for that.
So do you have multiple roast dinners?
Oh yeah. Not Vicar of Dibley multiple roast dinners,
oh,
but tend to have a few days of roast dinners, which is quite nice.
How about you, G Electric? What's it like in where you're from?
Here is a common tradition. I don't know if it exists in other countries. It's called novena, something like ninth.
All right.
And basically it comes from a religion context. And here, the 9 previous nights before Christmas, families and people reunion in a small parish. And basically they celebrate the the coming I mean, here they believe that Jesus Christ is born on 24 of the midnight of 24. Then they join and they celebrate the 9 previous um, nights before the coming of Christ. I mean, here some people believe that the is not about Santa Claus, but they celebrate the coming of the born of Christ, and they expect the here is called the Niño Dios. That is something like the God child, you know,
All right.
and parents tell their kids the child God is the one who bring their gifts and all that. So it's that kind of this about here. I don't know if this exists in other countries, but it's pretty common here in Colombia.
No, it's just super commercial in this country. It's all about the money spent. That sounds awesome. So you get like 9 days of celebrations and parties.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, awesome.
Here, Christmas is very parties from the night previous to the 25. Or these previous nights, families and people join, and it is small parties, great foods, and all that of stuff.
That sounds awesome. And you haven't got any restrictions where you are from, because we can only celebrate Christmas Day with
Rest,
family.
recently here they put some restrictions like no alcohol and that kind of stuff. But I mean, families joining their houses and there is no big problem or anything like that. And most people I don't think will spend time on the streets
Yeah.
these days. But these festivities I think will be more in their own houses and all that.
Cool. And Jay,
Well,
what's your tradition?
usual tradition. You've all probably guessed it, but I'll be at my nan's. Uh, it'll be a quiet one this year, so it'll just be me, cousin, sister, and my aunt. There's usually like a house. There's usually like 7 or 8 on Christmas Day. Obviously, in fact, that's actually too much. Really. 3, I believe. But
Yeah. Meh.
yeah,
I won't tell anyone.
yes, I probably exposed myself. Damn. Well, I won't say the address. Um, but yeah, no. Normally we just get up there, we hang out, we eat, we laugh, we watch movies, watch whatever Christmas BBC channel. Um, yeah, and that's it really.
That sounds nice.
Just hanging
Family
out,
times.
catching up. It's the one day in the year that we all normally get together, that where I get to see everyone. But yeah, with the lockdown. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Christmas is always good. It's always a good laugh. Yeah.
Good stuff. What about you, Tarman? Tarman, you're on mute.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Oh, we'll wait for him to pop back
Mm.
in.
I think we've lost Tarman.
We'll give him a sec to come back. Oh, we must have a mod in the chat because they just deleted some spam. Thank you, whoever that was. He's coming back, just watching the blue squares circle round.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. We got
There
you.
we go. There you are.
There
Right.
we go. Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay.
We just normally wake up, share gifts. Then we normally watch a few movies like Gremlins, Die Hard,
Awesome. The classics.
and then we have a roast. We normally invite a few people over. Not this year, though.
Not this year. I think that's going to be the story
But,
for everyone. Not this year.
Yeah.
Does everybody like go for the traditional?
But yeah, we have a
turkey?
roast. Play a few quizzes. Then that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I forgot to add. We sometimes play board games as well. No, mainly like Monopoly. Articulate.
you the guy that flips over the board in
Yeah,
Just
frustration
the
near
one
the
thing
end?
this year. There's not enough people to do it this year, but that's usually what we. It's a good laugh.
yeah, no twister this year.
No twist this year.
No, no, no. No, there's not enough of us. No.
Well, if you all
Couple
wear
Socially
like
extremely bad
distanced
hazmat
people.
twister.
suits,
Yeah,
mask and hazmat suits, that'll be awesome. New element to the game. All right, so I asked you guys to pick your 5 best things of 2020. There's slim pickings for what actually came out this year, so we just made it the 5 things that have sort of had a big impact on you this year, that have given you the most memories and most good vibes. Not necessarily good vibes. Could be something that just crushed your soul, but in a memorable way. So if we do one at a time, we'll go around in a circle. So if we start with you, Diddy, what's your? I don't know if you want to do them in order or if you just got 5 randoms.
Well, if we're talking about
Cool.
soul crushing, I think everyone's top one will be COVID, right? So
Yes.
do we get off the list now?
Yeah, we'll get that
I
one off
agree.
the list now.
So I think what are we gonna do? We're gonna do 5 to 1 or 1 to 5. So starting with our best or starting with our worst.
Well, I'd start with the worst. Build the anticipation for the top crowned.
In that case, I
About that.
think I think number 5 on my list was Resident Evil 3 remake.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah, absolutely decent game. Uh, Loved the second remake. Played it over and over again. Um, Third one felt more like DLC,
Yeah.
like it should have been DLC for Resident Evil 2, because they missed out a lot of stuff. Um, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. That was just my top 5. It was the
Ah,
worst
that's
one on my
awesome.
list.
It feels weird thinking that it came out this year. Like it feels so long ago since I played it. And it was quite
Mm.
short as well. I think I played it through twice. And then like moved straight on to the next game. But it just looked gorgeous, just like the second remake. They did such a good job with it.
Mm.
Excuse me, I'm gonna cough.
I think for me, I was a bit disappointed with how the Nemesis reacted. Obviously, in the first game, he was absolutely relentless, um, and this felt it was a bit too scripted. Like
Yeah,
Mr. X last year was very good at tracking you down, and he was like a genuine threat, especially if like headphones on, you're in the dark, and then he just bursts through a door.
yeah. Just walking around the
I didn't get that feeling.
just walking around the police station, and you can hear the music building, and you can hear his footsteps.
Mm.
You know he's nearby. Shit you up.
Yeah,
But that's
But
awesome.
I think that Nemesis in that case was also good because in the times where he appears were very exciting and surprising, you know.
Yeah,
In the case of Mr. I mean, with Mr. X, it's kind of predictable because you hear when it comes. You know where it's very close. You know how to do it. You know how to react.
yeah,
But in the case of Nemesis, it appeared out of nowhere and it's very surprising with a big weapon or very exciting sequences with him, and I really like that in that aspect.
yeah. I think there was a lot with
It's not
Resident Evil
as
3. There's a lot of action, isn't it?
scary.
yeah, yeah. And you didn't. I guess you don't want them to do exactly the same thing as the year before. So I guess it is changing up a bit like that. It's trying something a bit different, something the players aren't used to, I guess.
Mm.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've still got mine on the shelf. It sits nice next to all my other Resident Evil games. I probably will
I
get
actually
around to
bought it
playing it.
digitally.
I'll play it again. I definitely will. So, G, what's your number 5?
Well, I wanna start by. I mean, I wanna talk about Mandalorian.
Okay.
Uh,
I
I've
have
been following the
no
series,
idea about Star
and
Wars, but if you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys do and have watched the show. So it's the second series
yes,
this year.
I think it's a great series. I think it's the best thing that has been produced in recent years. But don't get me wrong, it's not because it's Star Wars. let me explain what I consider that is a very good series. And the first thing that I want to point out about it is the production of it, because in this series they are not using green screens to film that kind of fantasy settings. What they do instead is they are working with a new revolutionary project, that is that they build some kind of circular sets, and in that sets the floor and the walls are high quality, high definition screens.
Oh right.
And what they do is that they project the backgrounds and all that kind of stuff in those screens, and all that in camera, and with that the actors, the props, and the backgrounds are all in film, and that gives it a very good look. And that also fix a big problem with CGI productions, that is the lighting. What I mean by that is that with green screen, it's very hard to match the light of the background when it put on post production. And it's very difficult to match it with the actors. And you may notice that even in big production, it's very hard to match it. In the case of Mandalorian, using that technique, the is kind of natural when the light comes from those screens. And you may notice I mean, Mando have a very shining silver armor, and you may notice that the backgrounds and all that of stuff reflects really in his armor, thanks to that kind of technique. Also, I like that they are using the old technique from the Star Wars movies, when the aliens and all that kind of things are really actors with prosthetics, and they are using most of it with practical effects.
It's mostly practical,
And
is
all
it?
that combined is really put on camera or getting film. And I think the series in that aspect have very great visuals, something that have not been seen in many big productions until now. So I consider that is the best thing, but not because of Star Wars, but the things that are behind it, the production and all that kind of stuff. And also the plot is very good. By I understand that there is some people that have no still seen the series in completion, so it's better to not talk it for spoiler reasons. But the only thing I want to talk about is that the series is really very good. It's very good writing. I like that each episode is a self-contained history. I mean, there is a bigger plot over the seasons, but each chapter, each episode have a self-contained history with the characters, and I really like that aspect of it. And also they come back to the kind of Western style of all Star Wars. Really have that vibe of the all kind of gunslinger Western of the 70s, all that kind of stuff. And they are also uh, bringing I mean, they are kind of fan service in some kind of way, but it's not hammer fan service, but it's really well done, really well writing. And I think it's the best series that I haven't seen in this year.
That's awesome. Is it still done by Favreau? Is he still
Yes,
sort of?
yes, he's the. I think that I mean, you may notice that since Kathleen Kennedy and those producers take over Star Wars, Star Wars have been of kind of fall down,
Yeah.
because they are not, they don't know where the property, and they are so kind of trying to introduce all that political ideologies and all kind of things.
Okay.
Like they try to push so kids and kind of how do you say it? I mean, all that kind of thing. I don't want to talk much about it, but in the case of Mandalorian, they give all free reign to John Favreau, and he really I think they is giving. I mean, he's doing a good job with it because it's a self-contained history. They are not pushing more on the thing that is Star Wars,
Yeah.
but it's his own thing and his own developments and all kinds of things. In the second season, they'll try to be more fan service and bring characters from other series and
Yeah.
from the old movies and from the expanded universe. But the writing in general is very good, and all the big producers from Star Wars not giving an input over it, I think is very good also. But I remember now that maybe that is something that will affect Star Wars in a bad way again. What I mean by that is, you may remember when how it's called, Force Awakens was released. Was the first movie in Star Wars for 20 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
And with the big success, what they did is that they think that quantity is better than quality. And at that time, they announced they were going to put a movie every year or something like that.
Mm.
And they tried to push content of Star Wars with ending in bad things like you may say Last Jedi. That were and there were also that solo movie and that kind of production that had
Is it
bad,
Rogue One?
let's say, was kind of bad. And the same is happening now with the success of Mandalorian and the streaming service they have now on Disney Plus. They recently announced like 10 new
Yeah,
series
I
from Star
saw a
Wars and like
screen with
two more
tons and
movies.
tons of titles on it. I was like, oh my god, how many?
And I, yes, and I think they are saturating again Star Wars, and I'm concerned if the next series will have the same quality as Mandalorian,
Yeah.
or they for just putting a lot of things they gonna put the Star Wars bad again.
Yeah, they might dilute it a bit too much with sort of if there's a lot of mediocrity in the shows, it's kind of dilutes the whole thing again, doesn't it? That one special TV series they got off the ground, but then they sort of blast you with so much. But you know, it might all come out great. You never know. But great, that's the first. That's G's number five. So we'll go to J's number five. What's your
Yes.
fave, Jay?
I yeah. I've been racking my brains thinking because obviously not much has. But I've sort of been revisiting a few older stuff. I've sort of taken the time to revisit a lot of the stuff I'd missed the first time. Um, I'll start with saying I've been watching Love, Death and Robots. Now I'd seen it before a few years ago, but then I rewatched it now that I've got recently set up a Netflix account, and I actually suggested to Electric uh, a couple episodes, and it's really good. I just think it's stunning. I think the animation is top notch. The stories are really well done. I think a lot of them could have been fleshed out into full length, feature length movies. I think they definitely could have done that stories, and yeah, it's very much enjoyed it. I've actually watched it about 3 times over in the last week. I enjoy it. Just
That's
watching
awesome.
the different styles. It's really engrossing. So yeah, there's that. I also don't know if you guys ever saw Underwater. Gary and Ian. It's got like a Cthulhu theme.
Yeah,
I
I
don't want
watched
to say
their
too much.
review
I
of
don't
it.
spoil it, but sorry.
I watched the off the shelf review.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah, very much enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed that. That was, I mean, I would not have come across that for Gary and Ian. That's something that was very much in the backwater. I didn't see any trailers or hear anything about it.
Yeah,
I'm very
I'd
grateful
never
for
heard of
that.
it.
Yeah, yeah, and I doubt I ever. So yeah, very much enjoyed that. Yeah, special effects as well. Also wanted to also started watching Star Trek Discovery. Now, I'm not a big I don't. I consider myself a Trekkie or a Star Wars. I mean, I do much prefer Star Wars, but I don't consider myself a fanatic too. But with Star Trek Discovery, very much enjoying that. Very, very much, really good. I mean, I think it may be because they're using modern technology to tell the stories, CGI and all. It makes it a lot more engrossing. It's a lot more believable, and I feel that I'm not missing out on not knowing too much about what came before it. It seems to stand really well on its own. So that's definitely one I would recommend. I've just finished the first season. Again, no spoilers, but I'd highly
Awesome.
recommend.
Hang
Also,
on. Whoa, 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 whoa,
yeah.
whoa. Don't go through your whole list. We've got to go around. You'll have nothing else to say on
Oh,
the next
sorry,
round.
sorry,
No
my
worries.
mistake. Sorry, sorry.
You just hyped about what you're talking about. That's awesome. So
Yes,
should we get
sorry.
Tarman's first one? Number five. We can't currently see
Um,
you, but we can hear you, so that's good.
yeah, you can't really see me on the stream.
You are now
It doesn't matter. It
represented
doesn't.
by two rotating cubes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm just getting the buffer.
Um. I enjoyed revisiting Ash vs Evil Dead this year. That'll probably be in my top five. Been watching it with Electric and Jay. We've only got halfway through the first season,
Yeah, but towards the end of
but
Um,
I've seen it before many times, and it's just a great show.
so whereabouts in what's happening in the story where you are now?
Uh, Ash is about to go back to the cabin to fix everything.
I
Fix in
remember that one.
quotation marks.
make things worse. Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think about it
but
being
yeah, it
cancelled?
just cancelled.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Because
quite annoying.
it was kind of perfect as it is, to the point that I'm not sure if I'd be happy if they kept going, or I'm just really happy that what we got was so good. If you know what I mean.
But it got
Yes.
cancelled because it was on like the wrong
Stars,
network.
wasn't
It
it?
was put on Stars,
Never heard
which
of it.
no one watched at all. So loads of people pirated it.
Guilty as charged. But then again, like if Stars didn't front up the money, would any of the other streaming networks done it?
Mm.
I think if it was put on like Netflix or any other like streaming service, then it could have got a full season. Maybe
Yeah.
it could have been like had a bigger budget. Maybe.
Yeah, it's gone back into that thing of like, will there be more? It's always like, oh, there's rumors, there's scripts being written, and we'll go through that for a few more years until hopefully we'll get something new.
Well, you've got the Evil Dead game coming out soon, so
And that does look
Ah,
good.
yes. Yes. I've yet to look that up actually. I need to look that up.
yeah, the trailer dropped. I think
Oh,
last
did it?
week. That's pretty good.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Cool. Looking forward to seeing that after.
Right,
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
definitely going to play it.
I'll do my five. TV series called Industry. I think it was on HBO in the States, and we got it on BBC over here. It's basically some interns working at a Goldman Sachs esque sort of banking hedge fund group. It's kind of I really enjoyed the TV series Skins. Um, I came to it quite late when it first aired. I was like very unbelievable to me. I was like, nah, I can tell they're acting. Something's off. But coming back to it slightly older, it just felt kind of nostalgic and made me sort of very nostalgic for those kind of days, hanging out, going out, partying, and all that crazy stuff. And then I appreciated the writing more. It's chock a block with like the best of British comedians from sort of Harry Enfield, Bill Bailey, everyone. There's so many stars popping up. But this is kind of like Skins. It's kind of centered around certain quite young characters, maybe a few years older, going into sort of a backstabbing, crazy, coked up industry. But it's so well made. The music's great, the acting's great, and it's just yeah, it's so well written. It came out of nowhere. I just sort of picked up a trailer one night and I was like, oh, I'll try that, and binged it straight through. So yeah, industry. So Diddy, you're number four.
So interestingly enough, I've got absolutely zero films or TV shows on my list. I seem to be watching a lot of YouTube stuff rather than actual films and TV, which is really weird. I'd
I know.
rather watch a review about a film rather than watch the film. Um, but next on my list is another game, the Final Fantasy VII remake. There's quite a theme on my list, and a lot of it is nostalgia based. So a lot of remake stuff. Um, I absolutely love this game. I love what they did with it. They changed it up completely, even changing the story enough. Uh, so yeah, I'm just looking forward to the new one now,
Yeah,
or the next one, whenever that sort of drops.
it's a weird thing with the story though. It's like it's strange what they did with the story, but until we get the next part and see where it goes, it's hard to sort of judge how you feel about what they've done so far. Like,
You think? I actually I really like that they've kept it original, but added that. No, I don't want to give too much away, but added that little thing, um, to whole that kind of deals with the fact that it's a remake,
yeah,
the whole fate sort of thing, and I really like that because I mean, if I wanted to enjoy the original game, I've got the original game. Like the okay, the graphics are bad, but they were always bad. Like even for a PlayStation game, they were still poor sort of
but I used to
polygon
ignore
games.
that. Like when like a CG cutscene would come in, I'd just sit back and be blown away. Like, oh my god, what am I seeing on my little Diddy PS
Yeah,
One? But yeah, like there was moments in the
And that
remake
kind of,
where
or
oh sorry, G.
I was going to say that kind of low poly graphics that have the original game have some kind of charm over it
yeah, yeah,
when you play that classic.
You little
yeah,
cute man.
exactly.
But yeah, there was points like I would
And
spin the camera around in like Midgar. Like I think it's a point where you leave the church for the first time with Aerith,
Mm.
and there's you move around. You go to this tall pillar, and I just sat there spinning the
Yeah, yeah.
camera around and just being
Just
absolutely stunned by how good the environment looks and just the graphics in general. So
yeah,
impressive.
it's amazing because they've made it look like the original, but with just increased graphics, just absolutely mental. Um, yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I'll probably give that another playthrough soon. I think
I
now that I've
I
started talking
really
about
want
it,
them to bring it to Xbox so I can go for a thousand achievement run for it. That's how I that's why I go back to games usually. It's like, oh, there's an Xbox like with the Yakuza. It's like, oh, it's coming on Xbox. I'll play it again and get the achievements. That's awesome. Okay, G, number four.
I want to talk about a game as well, and that game is Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, so fresh
And
off the press.
yes, yes, yes. I mean, the game is really good. I don't want to talk about it again for spoiler reasons because the history is really good. It's really well written, um, and I think they really nailed the aspect of the cyberpunk universe. You may notice that they spend a lot of the game in the art itself. You notice that the world is really well done. Every corner you see when you are playing have something to watch. It's very good. It's very good, well done. The city is amazing. I mean, different sectors of the city, the way the people look with those augments and all that kind of stuff. The city at night, you are amazed by how low of the neon things looks, and in that aspect the game is really good. But I think I'm more interested in the all things that have been going behind the game, because you may know that it's not a good launch. The game started with a lot of problems,
Hmm.
and I wanna do. I wanna point out the distinction here, because some people say something like I have a amazing PC and have no problems with the game. But the distinction I want to make at one thing is the performance of the game, another thing is the problems that really are in the game, and not only problems related to books and things like that, but some things in the design of the decisions they do with it. Something like, let's say, for example, they start marketing that you can personalize your genitals in the game. That you can have a different kind of genitals, let's say. But when you go into the game, at the beginning you can personalize the character, including that. But in the rest of the game, you there is no notice about it. I mean, when you go in front of a mirror or wherever, the character is never naked and is always covered. And I mean, it's not that I like to see his parts. The point is why they do that if there's no point. There is no point. I mean,
Why did they go through
there
the
is no
effort?
point about it. There is also sex scenes in the game that is kind of explicit in some way, but they managed to put the camera in some perspective that you can point much to the genitals of the characters. And again, what is the point to marketing that you can personalize your genitals so that your genitals is as you like it in the game? There is no point. And that kind of decisions was kind of weird to me. And there is other aspect in the design, like uh, they make the guns in the game like a looter game, where it's more about you shooting people and the people drop guns and you have to all the time compare your guns to the new guns that you get, that kind of stuff. And the game still has many bugs. I mean, again, it's not related to performance in the game, because the game can run well, but there is still things that get you out of the experience.
Hmm.
There is a book that I don't like, when you were driving and sometimes the character pop out of the roof of the car in a T-pose, and it was very kind of weird, or you're speaking with someone and car appear of something, or where people pop up of cars pop up out of nowhere, or where you're walking and the collisions don't work properly, and the things go flying because of the collisions, and all thing of that still persists in the game,
Yeah.
that there is a big problem about it. And recently there is a big problem with the what is the name of it, the people who back up the games monetarily, the backers of the games. There is a term, I forgot it now, but for a bit of context, back in 2012, they start to marketing the game to get people involved, to backing up on all of the cost of the production of the game.
Yeah.
And that was like 12 years ago. I mean, 8 years ago. Was like 2013 or something.
Jeez.
That they start production of it, and the game just released it this year with a big of problems. And the big thing now is that even the backers are against it, and they are starting a lawsuit Recently, one of the backers, a guy from Warsaw, that is a attorney, start a project of get people involved in a lawsuit against CD Projekt Red because of false advertising from the game, and they put it like they were tricking people into buy the game, and it's a product that is not finished. It's a product that was not ready to get released for people to buy it, and there is a big problem with the release of it. In that aspect, I'm really interested in what comes from above it. Really big problems. Just recently also PlayStation Store
They pulled it
take
down,
out the
didn't
game off the store because of that.
they?
CD Projekt Red really did a weird statement. They say something like if people were not okay with the game, they can refund it. But in fact, those refunds were attached for the politics of each platform. And many of those platforms have very strong politics about it. I mean, even PlayStation have no a platform for refunds,
Do they not?
and people they can't get those refunds. In fact, and for that amounts of petitions to the PlayStation from refund of the games, they get to take it off of the store and allow a mini platform from those refunds because they don't have it really,
Mm.
and the game has been in the shadow of that kind of problems. I mean, also the company have like a 14% of market loss that people say there is about $1 billion in losses in just a few weeks from the release of the game. And that is what interested most about it because I consider that it's a good game, have a lot of potential. They will eventually fix it, you know.
Mm.
But I mean, it's kind of wrong you forgiving, uh, like giving them permission to release the game half baked with the hopes that will fix later, and that kind of wrong. So I'm interested in seeing what other things come from it, but not in the aspect of the game, but more about the other things on it.
Indeed, yeah. The story's not finished on that one, is it? It's going to go on for some time with the back and forth and seeing where that goes. But awesome. Jay, would you like to do your next one?
Right. I mentioned a few earlier. Um, kind of spoiled it there, but yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have any games or anything like that on. Currently consoleless, but looking to set that right after the new year. Going to get a PS4 and catch up on all that I've missed out on. Um, my list is mainly just films and series that I've been
That's cool.
rediscovered. Another one was The Gentleman with Hugh Grant and Charlie Hunnam and Matthew Mahoney. Am I
Matthew
saying it right?
McConaughey.
Can never pronounce his surname.
Harmonica.
Yeah, something like that. Um,
All right, all right, all right.
it's one of those. It's a Guy Ritchie gangster. We Guy Ritchie, but thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought Hugh Grant's performance was really good. I didn't think he had it in him to play a role like that. He's normally like the bumbling buffoon, but with that film, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. A lot of black comedy. Uh, yeah, just overall brilliant movie. I didn't think I would enjoy it that much. I'd always been aware of it, but since someone mentioned it, I thought I'd give it a go, and would have been good to catch that. Really enjoyed that.
Cool. Yeah, I enjoyed Hugh Grant in that, playing that sleazy
Yeah,
press scumbag. But yeah, it was a pleasant surprise for
he
Hugh
does.
Grant. He's not playing his sort of dithering
It does, certainly.
romantic lead. Awesome. Okay, Tarman.
Um, I'm gonna say a game for number 4,
Awesome.
and that game would be Doom Eternal. That's come out, I think, the beginning
Oh,
of this year.
Yes, Ian played that.
Doom Eternal is epic. Like the first
Looked
one
really
was
good.
good, but I think it's such an improvement over that one. Like, with all the glory kills, the weapons, the enemies, the levels, and the graphics. It's just a really good game. The campaign, I think, is just flawless. And it's just it's just a mad rush.
Enough fix of your ultra violence there, smashing people
Yeah,
in and bursting people.
I can't do Ultra Nightmare though. That's too difficult.
I can imagine that. I'm usually on. I played the last Doom game, and I think I just played it on the standard difficulty, and even then I was maybe slightly out of my league. That's awesome.
There's a DLC
Is that
coming
DLC?
out, so I'm gonna get that as well. Yeah,
I think I saw the trailer come up the other day for it. So is that like just more story content?
yeah. I just think it's just a few bonus levels to play.
Ooh, awesome. Okay, mine. Ghost of Tsushima on the PS4. Um, I remember seeing the trailer. I can't remember if it was E3 they originally showed it, or another event. And being a lover of Japanese cinema, I was just like, oh my god, this looks awesome. And then they started talking about like they would have like an original Japanese language version, and um, but then it sort of disappeared for such a long time that I even forgot it was coming out. And then I pre-ordered it a week before it came out, and I managed to get it like I think 4 days early, which was awesome. And yeah, I just got lost in that world for about a week and a half. I think I was just putting every hour I could into that game, just sort of living my little samurai life, just cutting up fools, having the showdowns with everybody. But yeah, it just looked awesome. The art direction was fantastic. Different parts of the world, like all the scenery would change colors, and just looked gorgeous. Yeah, I was really impressed. Very impressed with that game. Diddy, number three.
So, surprise, surprise, my third choice is another remake that come out this year, which was Tony Hawk's.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely fantastic remake. True to the original, music was absolutely on point, which was most of the time what people bought the game for.
Oh
Was the awesome score that was in it. Um, yeah, I can't even think what to say. It's just one of those games you can just pick up and just play. I found myself even a couple of days ago having sort of 5-10 minutes spare, so I thought, oh, okay, I'll try and speed run a level for the sheer hell of it. Um, it's a game that I always could play over and over again, just trying to beat all of the challenges in a single run in the sort of 2 minute timer when I was younger.
yeah.
And now they've got a dedicated section for that. You've got a speed run section. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a brilliant game.
Because they did a remaster or a remake a few years ago, and it was terrible, wasn't it? I think.
Oh, and I didn't catch any others. This was literally because it was the original Tony Hawk's and Tony Hawk's 2. Um, I thought, yeah, I'll jump all over that because it was fantastic.
And it starts with.
Again, it's all very nostalgia sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, it starts with Goldfinger Superman, so you know it's gonna be good. Awesome, G-Man,
Indeed.
number three.
Now I want to talk about The Boys. You may
Ah,
have seen the series as well,
I was
which
gonna
I
put it
think
on my
is
list, but I
very
knew
very good.
someone
It's,
would
it's
bring it
it's
up.
great.
yeah, that was on my list as well.
I have been following the series in last year when it came out. I already know about it because of the comics, and the comics have are very crude, are very violent, There is a lot of very gruesome stuff in the comics,
Yeah.
and I was kind of curious how they are going to adapt all that kind of stuff in the series. But when the series starts, the series is very well done. It's very grounded. I think the cast is very good, especially Homelander. I think Homelander is the favorite. Is a very good character, and also the character of Butcher
Mm.
from I
Carl
forgot
Urban.
the name of the actor.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
That's it, Carol Van. I think those both actors are really doing a great job, and I think they also give a good change in the series from the comics. In the case of the comics, the boys have also superpowers because in the comics they have access to the compound B, and they take it and they can go punch the faces of the superheroes, and it's very violent, and that's kind of the main plot of the comics. But in the series, I think it's better because they are normal people. I mean, there is the normal people against the super people, and you feel the pressure and the threat that is behind it. And I think it's a very good flavor for the series in that aspect. And the production in general is very good for being a TV series. You have to put superheroes performing fantastic stuff, laser eyes and flying and all that kind of things. It's very well done in the series. The effects also are very good, and all the histories they are been doing in the series are amazing as well. And I think the writing is very good, and I'm interested in what's coming in season 3 next year.
Also, yeah, you just made me think like trying to imagine like if they try to do it as a film, like trying to cram all of that into like a 2 hour film. It just wouldn't work, would it? I think the TV series is a perfect format for it.
Yes, agree. I mean, a movie could be good, but you are right in the sense that a movie can develop all that kind of characters and histories
Mm.
in the short term, even if it's a longer movie. I think the series is doing great just because of that, because it take the time. I mean, many people have the complaint that the second season starts slow, but I think they took those first episodes to really develop the characters for the big showdown at the end, and that kind of thing cannot be done in a movie
No.
in that short time.
Awesome. Jay, would you like to go?
Cool. Yeah, actually, I was going to shout out the boys as well. Thoroughly enjoying that. There's not really much I can add to that, but Electric's already fantastic, fantastic performances. I think Anthony Starr's really good in it. He's really got the character as well as some of the newer. But yeah, overall, fantastic series. Can't wait for the third lot. It's worth reading the comics for anyone that hasn't, because it's different. It goes in a different direction, but it's definitely worth checking out. Um, Also, I wanted to shout out, and this is just off the top of my head because I was thinking the boys, but it was the movie Bumblebee, the Transformers movie.
Mm,
All right.
I saw
uh,
earlier this year, and I was actually impressed. I thought it'd be terrible after the last two Michael Bay movies. They weren't very good, in my very just overly long and boring. But with that, with Bumblebee, it was a breath of fresh air. It was the look of the Transformers was more true to the source. I thought it was a better story, better characters, a better look. Yeah, and it was just overall, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed. I thought I'd hate it, but I did actually rather enjoy the film. if they go down that route and make more movies in that way, then I think there's hope for Transformers.
That's awesome. Isn't that great when you get a film and you're like, this is gonna suck, but I've got
Yeah,
2 hours to kill, and then you end up coming out
yeah,
like, ah, that was actually really really good. That's awesome.
pleasantly.
Okay, Tarman, number three.
It will have to be another game,
Cool.
but this is for the VR. It's called Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners. So
I
basically, you're just in a apocalyptic world, in the Walking Dead world, and you just got to try to survive. It's pretty scary because you go into a house and you open the door, there'll be like 5 zombies standing there, and you just got to scramble around the house trying to find like weapons and resources and try and get out alive. It's a quite a fun game.
saw the Dreadful Gamer playing it in his VR get up. It started with like some zombies in like barrels. You had to like teaching you how to like stab them in the head. What's the movement like
Yeah,
in
you
that
can do
game?
like all gory stuff on them.
How do you move around in that
It's
game?
pretty good.
Is it sort of
Uh,
on
yeah,
your analogs?
you can look around on like the analog stick, but it's a bit jerky. So yeah, I'd rather just look around normally, and you move around with the other analog stick.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty good game.
And it didn't make you feel motion sick? Because that's the problem I have with VR games. Always end up after about 20 minutes just feeling absolutely sick.
I've only had a go on
Yeah,
once.
I've got used to
With
it.
that same. It's very disorientating.
Hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, after a few hours, you get a bit like, oh, am I in the real world now? And it's just a bit weird.
It takes a while to adjust back into reality. Yeah,
Yeah.
back to.
Awesome. My next is a film. Listening to the Off the Shelf Review podcast, I think Gary also said it was one of his faves, but was Palm Springs, starring Andy Samberg. It's basically a. We have Groundhog Day. Everybody knows Groundhog Day. It's the same story, and then
Mm-hmm.
film sort of evolved it into like we got horror with Happy Death
Happy
Day.
Death Day. Yeah.
You have action with Tom Cruise's Edge of is it Edge of Tomorrow? What's that? It had like four names that film. Live, Die,
Yeah, love.
Repeat, and but this one sort of brought it back to just a romance comedy, and it was just real feel good and just great performances, and they were just having fun and just great in the middle sections of these films where they're like, let's just throw in so many different scenarios we can with this sort of time loop idea. And yeah, it was just great. Me and my wife loved it. We were both in hysterics. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, try and give it a go. Okay, Diddy,
I'll
number
look
two.
that out.
I think before I give my number two, um, just on the Transformers thing, not the last film. I think the film before that had the Dinobots. Now, definitely worth
Yeah,
having, and that
Mm.
Age of
boosted the
Extinction.
movie up for sure. Um, I have to check out Palm Springs as well because I know was it Gary that's mentioned about that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I need to check that out.
I think
Um,
comparing it to Groundhog Day has sold it.
yeah,
I really
yeah,
enjoyed that.
yeah. And I love Adam Sandberg anyway because from Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Yeah.
and what was the film that he did?
He did Hot Rod.
Never Stop,
Pop
the pop
Star.
one.
Yeah, Pop Star. Never stop, never stopping.
That's it. Yeah, oh, I
Yeah,
absolutely love that film.
Oh, me too. I
yeah.
Absolutely
rewatched
love
it
it.
this week. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's so
So I
funny.
like that.
Um, so my number two, again, unfortunately, it's a game again, but it's quite impacted me a lot this year with COVID. So I've probably mentioned it about 20 million times on the Discord, but I race go karts, um, because we haven't really been able to get out on the track this year. A lot of the guys come together and we race online. So that was my first sort of experience. So my number two would be two games that I've pretty much played week in, week out, which is Gran Turismo Sport and Assetto Corsa. Uh, and it's enabled me to race again, basically, because not being on the track is well, it's just a pain in the ass, really. You know, not being able to go. You'd think it'd be COVID safe. We're all wearing bash hats and try to stay 2 meters apart from each other. That's kind of the point of it. So yeah, it's been quite nice. I mean, I had the games um, for a long time before that. Anyway, I mean, a set of course had come out a year ago or so. But yeah, I never really sort of played them. Only maybe once or twice a month. But now it's like 2 or 3 times a week, just trying to like get the lap times in and stuff like that. So not really much to talk about, but it's the thing that's had the most impact on me, I think. Is just being able to get out and race against some pretty fast people. My championship that I just entered, or the championship that I entered, has only just finished um, Sunday. I didn't do too badly. Out of 16 people, I come eighth, which is kind of mid-table. But these people are fast, like you know. um, so yeah, that's it for me
That's
for my
awesome.
number two.
That's cool. A game to keep your sanity going in these
Yeah,
awful
definitely.
times. That's cool. Awesome. Okay, G.
Now I want to talk about a movie, a film that was released a few months ago. That movie is Tenet.
Tenet.
Maybe some of you already see it. And that movie was kind of a test to see if movies or big movies still can work in theaters with all this thing of the pandemic and all that. And the movie was not performed well, but the movie in fact was great, I think, coming from Christopher Nolan. He's a big director. I like about him that he not fall in common narratives. He thinks he tries to make the characters and events not follow a line in a manner of speak.
Hmm.
And this movie I think is very complex in that aspect. You have to appreciate it from start to finish to really understand what's going on in the end. It's very complex in that aspect. And even if you see it first time, you don't understand most of the things. You have to watch it again. It's that kind of movie. But also I was impressed by some of the sequence in the movie, and I don't know how he managed to film that things. There is very good sequences when some things are going ahead and some things
Going
are
back.
going back in time, and that aspect was very weird, but give the movie a look very amazing, very good. I mean, you may remember some of the last sequences of the big battle. When the two armies are fighting, and one army is ahead in time, and the other army is going backwards in time, and
Yeah.
they are fighting at the same time, and you see the structure of things going backwards and all kind of things. And I was very amazed by that kind of filming that he managed to put on the movie, and also very good performance. I think the actors that he cast in the movie did a great job. Those characters were very believable, even if the main character is called the protagonist. It's kind of weird. He he don't have a name, but you understand what is going on with him and the other characters. And I think Nolan again did a great movie to watch, and it's kind of sad that the movie was not good in the box office. I mean, the movie was kind of a come and go. Many people don't get to watch it, and it's sad that not was a well-known movie for him, like let's say others that came before, like Inception, and like I think the Inception is that kind of movie as well that is kind of mind bending, but many people get to watch it and talk about it. And in the case of Tenet, the problem was that not many people talk about it, and it's still kind of in the dark. But it's in fact a very good movie. I really recommend that for people that have not watched it yet. I think it's worth watching it, again it's like a very complex movie. You have to watch it more than one time,
I
but I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's one of the two films I saw in the cinema this year. I watched it on the IMAX screen, and just like all Nolan's films, his just the way he uses the camera, the sceneries, just it's almost Kubrickian. Is that the word? His use of the camera is just
Super.
so awesome. And is it John David Washington, the protagonist? I just think
Yes,
he's such a phenomenal actor. I mean, it's only that and Black KK Klansman.
Yes,
I know him from,
very
but
good.
both roles he's absolutely stellar. But
I've
yeah,
forgotten that's the same guy from. So I was just saying, I forgot that's the same guy from Black Klansman. I didn't
yeah,
realize
such
until
a
you just
great,
said it there. But yeah,
such a
he's a
great guy.
very good movie.
But with Tenet, it's like the film is mostly exposition because it's such a complex idea that it needs to slowly and bit by bit tell it to the audience that I would just love a sequel where it's just different scenarios where they could use the same techniques. I would just be fascinated to see the different ideas that Nolan could come up with the forward and the backwards combining. It would be so good. But Jay, on to you.
Right, I'd mentioned it earlier, going through my list. Because I didn't realize we were doing a particular order. I thought I was just saying that I'd like. But yeah, again, I've got Love, Death and Robots. I can't think of it that with. Yeah, again, very much enjoyed it. Um, I wish more of you would see it, just so I could discuss more of the themes with you guys, because just a really good, really good series. I can't believe it's taken me so long to actually appreciate it, because I had seen it. I saw a couple episodes, like I said earlier, when it first came out, but I didn't pay enough attention. But now that I've had it and watch it thoroughly, really good, just thoroughly. I'm looking to buy the Blu-ray as well. It's worth having in the collection. That's
I'll
Love Death Robots again.
I'll get around to it one day, Jay. Don't worry, and we can discuss it then.
You won't be disappointed, Dave. Really good stuff.
Awesome. Okay, Tarman.
I started to watch it because Jane recommended to me.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I didn't see the series before, and Jay started to put messages on Discord about, oh, look, this amazing series, and get me really curious and watch it, and we get to discuss it, and I think I agree with Jay that the series is worth watching. The animation is very great, and each episode is on story with different kinds of animations and very high quality animations. I think the production of the series is very good for being a series. I mean,
Yeah,
each episode
definitely.
of the series is like a movie in itself. It could be his own series, his own movie. And I agree with Jay. If people there have not watched it yet, please watch it. It's really good.
Awesome.
Thank you, Electric.
Okay,
It was
Tarman.
really good. I agree. Yeah, very good.
Um, I wouldn't put this at number two. I think I skipped ahead here, but I'd say Borat 2 for this year.
Ah,
It was just like I don't know, just a film that I really enjoyed. Like I kind of needed it this year, where we all needed it, just a laugh and But
Indeed, and
because I
no, carry on. Sorry,
oh no no wait, no
I was just saying, and it came out of nowhere, but it actually, like, in the film itself, like, COVID actually sort of happens midway through, to the point that
Yeah, so they
everybody watching
incorporated it.
yeah, everybody watching this year can relate, knows exactly
Mm.
what's going on. It's crazy.
But I liked it
It's
because
intriguing.
I've been a fan of Sacha Baron Cohen's comedy for a little bit. But yeah, just really enjoyed it this year
I watched
because it
another.
just incorporates all the stuff into it.
Oh, sorry. I watched another Sacha
So it was
Baron.
buffering.
Yeah. I watched another one of his films this year. Well, it wasn't his film, but he was in it. The Trial of the Chicago 7, I think it's called. Based on historic events. But yeah, he gives like a serious performance, and he's just phenomenal in it. Like, I don't think I've actually seen him in a film where he's like playing a proper acting role, like not sort of comedian or slash sort of a fake character sort of thing. So yeah, if you're a fan of him, I'd check it out. It's yeah, Trial of the Chicago 7. I think it came to
Cool, will
Netflix.
do.
Awesome. um, so yeah, my next one will be Yakuza Like a Dragon. This is basically Yakuza 7. Um, basically, 6 ended the main protagonist's story, Kiryu's. And then this one was like a jumping on point. It was a brand new character. It was a totally different kind of game. The originals were sort of like your 3D Streets of Rage beat 'em up. But this one, because the character was obsessed with Dragon Quest growing up, he sees everything as a JRPG. So it actually turns the game into a JRPG. But in a year where you can't go anywhere, um, and you can't sort of interact, it was just nice to live in Yokohama, in this bustling living city. For I think I put 105 hours into it. But just walking around the streets, going in the shops, just interacting, all the fun sub stories, and it does also have the serious Yakuza melodrama in it, but it also just has the most insane, bizarre, just non sequiturs in the game. It's just crazy. But yeah, I enjoyed sort of getting lost in that this year. Diddy, number one.
So this one's going to be a bit of an odd one, but for me, the number one thing for this year was actually discovering Discord and Twitch. I know it's going to
Yes.
sound weird,
Ooh,
but
that's a good one.
for a long, long time, especially off the shelf reviews and stuff, you'd watch their stuff and you'd say, oh, I agree with a lot of the stuff they say, and you kind of build them up to um, people you look up to for sort of film reviews and stuff. So it was when you sort of jumped onto the Discord, which is a bit of a long story, but my friend of mine does some YouTube streams and stuff, and so I joined his Discord, and then from there I was like, oh, okay, well the only other place that I would want to go for the community would be off the shelf reviews, and so yeah, jumping onto that, and then from there going to Twitch to see. Initially, it was just Gary streaming, and then obviously going on to watching Dave stream as well. And then from there, I've gone on to Soul and a couple of other people that have jumped on. And when you can't go out or do anything, having that community there, I think, is very important.
Definitely.
Because you know, I've got a fair few friends that I would talk to in real life, um, but you don't have that communication that how to say it. When I joined the Discord for off the shelf reviews, I knew everyone was going to have a similar sort of opinion to me, or at least enjoy movies and films and games and stuff, which my friends in real life probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, they probably don't absorb that media like you guys do. So for me, the number one thing that's got me through the year, I would say, is you guys.
Aww.
So yeah, I know it's a bit of a cop out. I get it.
No, that's
I get it. It's
awesome.
a cop out, but
No, that's cool.
um,
That's a good choice.
Because
yeah, yeah,
on Twitch, like I must have clocked in like watching streams about what, 350 hours of just
mm,
watching people stream, and it keeps me entertained during work. So I work at home, and I've got like my two monitors here, so I'm always watching, and I've got a key on my desk with the keyboard. I've got a keyboard on my lap, talking in the chat, trying not to put in my work into the chat in the Twitch, which has happened nearly a few times. But yeah, and just
so
having
yeah, so I mean, for me, I'm at a point with so I'm working from home anyway. But just to get normally with my job, it is quite. It's not necessarily sociable, but I'm with a bunch of engineers and we all think the same, we all talk the same, so it's nice to sort of catch up with them. But when you're at home on your own, you realise how much you miss that interaction. You know, the amount of times I've said like, "Oh, I can't be asked to go in" and stuff like that, and now like when you are locked in, you realise, "Fuck, I actually miss that guy." You know, like
yeah,
so it's nice to have like a community that you can chat to because that's what I do. So you know, Monday with a Gary stream and Tuesday with your stream. You know, I could just load it up. I can carry on working, but I'm always checking the chat and stuff. To be honest, maybe more than I should because it does distract me a lot. But yeah, I think it's worth it. But yeah, so that's my number one.
that's an awesome number one. That's awesome.
That's really good. It's a really
Thank you.
good one.
Okay, G Electric, you're number one.
Um, in some way, you put me against the corner because all of the things you already said was on my list. You know, I'm kind of improvising because I like did name some of the games. Tarman already say some of the games that I wanna talk about it, and Jay as well talk on some on series that I want to talk. You know, but I think this year for me was kind of a retrospective year in the sense that with the people from of the Shield reviews in Discord. From some months ago, we started to watch together some classic films that I have not revisited in many years, and very great films. Like recently with Tarman and Jay, we have been watching the trilogy of Evil Dead and all that kind of classic movies that I have not seen in years. Have been great for me, you know. Like did he say, this year is difficult in many aspects, but also in the case that you have to be isolated and 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 the experience to see these movies and talk about it real time with people has been great for me. Also, in the case of games, I mean, I'm a big gamer. I always find time to play games apart from work. And this year I've been playing many classic games, many games that I have not seen and a great appreciation for those games. I mean something like Yakuza. I was not playing Yakuza before, but this year at the beginning of the year I get to play Yakuza 0 and I
Oh,
fall in
awesome.
love with the series. After I play Yakuza 0 and experience of the craziness and all the things about it, I kind of big interest inside of me, and I search about the other games, and also I've been playing some classic. I recently start with Final Fantasy again. A very how can I say, some of the big games that I mean, years ago, when my one girlfriend for me and I start to play games on PlayStation, one of the first games that we play was Final Fantasy 8. And at that time, back in the 90s, seeing and all that kind of cinematics and all of stuff, our minds was a great experience.
Hmm.
And I get to experience again this year because of the remaster of the game, and I get that game, and I been playing it recently, and has been a great experience for me to bring back all those memories and revive inside me all that excitement for that games. Also, I have a very young nephews, the daughters of my sisters. Uh, I have played some classic games like Mario Bros. With them. I
All
think
right.
the younger one like a lot Mario World, and when they come here at my homes, they wanna play that and experience that the classic game again with her is very good to see how the excitement of her to see this game is very good, and for me it's that this year is that in part the experience to be with you guys and the rest of the people in the of the share reviews community, to feel that you are not alone, you know, on the situation that we are living, but also the perspective for me from Big Bad, all that classic movies and all that classic games and experiences again have been a great experience for me this year.
Oh, that's awesome. I know Gary's in the chat, so I
Oh, is
hope
he?
Gary knows
Hello,
that
Gary.
you're keeping us all sane, Gary. You're doing God's work.
Yes, you are.
All right, Jay, you got anything else?
Well, I can't really top what Diddy said. I mean, I agree with him totally. I think the highlight for this year would be you guys. Would be hanging out with you guys. You know, doing a lot watch-alongs with Tarman and Electric. You know, it's a lot of fun, and it's just such a nice community to be a part of. I feel quite lucky, especially the internet being such a broad place to have the chance to come across you. Just so much. You know, we have a laugh, we chat. You know, we all have a very good banter and a very good rapport with each. But in terms of media, yeah, Love, Death and Robots was top of my one. I didn't say him in any particular order, but that would be what I, you know, most recently really thoroughly. But yeah,
Awesome. Okay, and Tarman?
Well, like Diddy Electric J said, it's the community. Just meeting the community over lockdown. It's really helped me out. You know, just meeting new people with the same interests, uh, seeing new games, new films that people recommend. Enjoy the streams. Sort of like the shift to from YouTube to Twitch. Thought Twitch is a good platform for streaming. Joining the Discord, watching films with all yous. It's been great.
it's good fun.
Great
It's good fun.
community.
Oh, awesome. Well, my top one is Birds of Prey, but I think it. I'm feeling bad that I didn't say the Discord and the Twitch channel.
No, that is a good movie. I really enjoyed that, Dave. I did really enjoy it. I did, to be honest, I'm not a really big DC fan. I'm more Marvel. I've always admitted that. But with Birds of Prey, I did thoroughly more than I thought. Very good movie.
Yeah, I
Good
mean, I
recommendation.
was. I mean, I have a daughter called Harley Quinn, and my
Do you
house.
do you actually have a daughter called Harley?
Yeah, she's
He
called
does.
Harley Quinn. Bit more. Yeah.
That is
Yes.
exactly my daughter's name,
Oh, is it
Oh
named
awesome?
wow.
after Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Well, I think it's going to become a very popular name.
Oh yeah, I fear that as well, unfortunately.
But so I think I was always destined to love this movie. Um, it just has such a good flair to the story. It takes hell of a lot from the different comic runs from Harley Quinn, from like the 2000 series to the Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, New 52. They just take so much influence from it. Um, yeah, I just thoroughly loved it. I mean, I know that it's not for everyone, but it feels like they made it for me, so I had to show my love. And of course, Twitch and Discord and all you lovely people.
I'd like to see more Birds of Prey. Hopefully, we'll get a follow up.
Definitely, I can't wait for Suicide Squad where they're popping in next.
Oh, that as well, yeah.
Margot Robbie's definitely the best actress for that role. I think she does it so well.
She does.
I watched Wolf of Wall
Yes,
Street again a few weeks ago, and I forgot she was completely nude in that film. I was like, whoa. Anyway, on that note,
I think indeed part of the success for that character is the cast of Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
I think
You know,
definitely
Indeed,
for
yeah.
mainstream.
he really embodies that character.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, pretty much everyone when you say Harley Quinn, that's what they picture. Especially now, yeah.
Yes, it's kind of the case of Robert Downey Jr. with Iron Man, you know? And I
Oh,
think
yes.
in the
Yeah.
case
Yeah,
of Harley
indeed.
Quinn, you can't think of anyone else but her.
Indeed. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Just like Ryan Reynolds and Green Lantern.
And dead.
And Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire and Spider-Man.
Yeah. Apparently, he's coming back.
I bet the chat's going mad
That'll be
now, isn't it?
There's been
Alright.
rumors that in the next Spider-Man they will be like the kind of the multiverse, and they want to bring back Andrew Garfield and
Andrew
Tobey Maguire
Garfield, yeah.
to play along with how is the new guy?
Tom Holland.
That's
Yeah.
it, Tom Holland. And they,
I tell you what,
and
that
I
would be
think
an amazing film.
yeah,
Definitely.
yes.
I'm definitely interested in seeing what they do with it.
And they managed to bring back all the Spider-Mans together. Can be a very fun movie.
Definitely. I look
Yeah,
forward to it.
definitely.
Alright, well, I've got a little quiz. It's 10 questions. I said I would do it.
Oh,
it's
oh dear.
it's about
Crap at quizzes.
it's about 2020 in general. I should really
Okay.
get a pen and a piece of paper to take down some scores. It's nothing serious, just a bit of fun. So, don't get aggressive with each other.
Can I get extra points? Because I've had a lot of alcohol, so I don't know how this is going to go.
No worries. Oh.
Jay doesn't
Oh.
like quizzes.
Oh, Jay.
Mm.
We'll give him a minute to come back in. Jay's always the one with the technical issues. Oh, hello. Is he back? I'm tied around a chair here. What have I done? Are you with us, Jay? J. Selfie break, Matt. Excuse me. Matt Midgley said he's on a selfie break. J.G. Diddy. Tarman. Oh, he's gone again.
Oh, he's gone again.
Oh.
There he is. It's back.
I sense he's probably.
There he
There we
is.
go.
Is he back? He's not on my screen. We just got two flashy boxes.
He's back for me.
He's on my screen. He's on my screen.
Is he talking? Can you hear him?
He's talking, but
I
his
can see him
sound's
waving.
muted.
Oh God.
I mean, I can see him on the phone, but in the stream I can't.
Well, it's Dave's fault then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my fault. I did it. Sorry. Boop boop. Jay, can
Has
you hear
everyone
us?
got the stream up as well?
I do. On like 3 different screens.
I think Didi is opening Google and he's gonna cheat us.
No, I promise I'm not. I promise it's
Don't
just
Google it.
I haven't got any regular paper.
No worries.
Oh, actually, no, maybe I do. Hang on, hold on a second.
No worries.
Oh yeah, I might need pen and paper.
Jay?
Right, I've only got like a page or so, yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, I'm just going to do it with just you 3 guys, I think. I think we'll work Jay to come back in for the end part. Okay. So, the first question. I think we'll have to, because we can't see Tarman. If Tarman, if you shout, if you want to answer the question, and if you 2
Okay.
guys raise your hand, and we'll pick the first person. The first question is,
Oh, okay.
what's the most viewed off-the-shelf reviews video of 2020?
Oh, Terminator 3. Oh, do I
Oh,
have
we're
to...
doing it like that.
No,
Oh.
it's
I thought we were writing it down. I just got pen and paper.
no, we're gonna do it just we'll shout out. It's probably easier that way. I've
Oh,
got
Jay's there.
Yeah, I can
I
hear
think
you.
Jay?
Jay? I think Terminator 3 is the most.
I vote for.
Sorry? G?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I think Terminator 3 is the most viewed, but for ones that came out this year.
Is it Final Destination?
It is. Well done.
I vote for Top Gun.
Oh, did you put it in your hand?
Oh.
Oh.
Say that I'm putting it on my hand now.
I will pay attention this time. Okay, question number 2. What was the most viewed YouTube video of 2020? Anyone want to have a guess? Okay, Diddy?
It's got to be like the news with COVID, right?
No. Something with
Yeah.
I actually didn't write how many views it had, but it's in the billions. It probably was the same for last year. As a hint.
It's probably a song.
Yeah.
Is it off the shelf reviews? Alien Covenant.
Well, might be, but no.
Or Hellraiser Judgment.
Well,
if all things being fair, it should be. But no, it is a song. Anyone have a guess on the song?
Is it Old Town Road, maybe?
No.
Despacito.
I think that's close. But no, it's a very irritating song.
Yeah, Despacito.
Well, I can't. It's not as irritating as that, but a lot of parents find it irritating.
Oh, Baby Shark.
There we go. Yep.
Really?
Shark.
That's got billions?
Billions.
Yeah, well, I think my kid has probably contributed about 1 million of those.
That says a lot of our society.
Oh, that was so obvious as well.
I would
It's
play it
downloaded
first
about
now,
20 million times on my bloody TV.
I'd play it now, but I'd get copyright attacked. Question number 3. What was the most watched Netflix original of 2020?
Um, it wasn't the Adam Sandler Halloween Hubie.
No, I think that's on the top 10, but no. Think what was huge on Netflix this year.
Oh, Tiger King.
Did he again? He's
Mm.
taking this home. Yep, that was the number one this
I'm
year.
yet to watch that.
Really?
Oh, you have to. I've watched it about 3 times now.
It's crazy. Crazy show.
It's very good.
It was. Okay, number 4. What was the most streamed artist of 2020? Now, I haven't a clue
I
who
think
this
it was
is.
Drake. I think it was Drake.
No, he was number 2 or 3. I've not heard of this person. Go, did he?
Oh, no. If you haven't heard of him,
I am terrible with popular music,
um,
though.
another person that it could be streamed on YouTube would be Tom McDonald.
I don't know who that is.
No, don't worry.
Do you want to have a guess, G?
I don't know really.
No? Anyone? Any last guesses, or should I just... Well, it was
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Bad Bunny. Anyone know who Bad Bunny
Oh.
is?
Bad Bunny. No.
You say that's the most
According to Spotify.
most streamed music.
Yeah.
Really?
He's so popular, I've never heard of him. Okay.
News to me.
What was the most played song, though, of 2020? Another popular art... Well, not an artist, but a group. I'll give you that hint.
I don't know. I mean, I don't follow that kind of stuff, so
It's all
I'm
good. It's just
clueless.
a fun sort of stats of the year kind of thing. We're all going to learn something tonight. Apart from Jay.
Is it a girl band?
No. Oh, I don't think it is. No.
Wow, I'm out of touch.
Yeah.
It was Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
Oh, right.
Oh, of course it was. That's
Of
not a
course it
group.
was.
The
Cool, I
Weekend's a
guess.
guy.
Oh, is it? Oh my god, sorry.
The Weekend's one guy.
That's how much I know. Alright, so the next one, we have 5 points available. It's the highest grossing films of 2020. We've got the top 5 top grossing films of 2020.
It's got to be Tennant, isn't it?
Tenant is number 3. Alright, so Diddy's had a go. G, do you want to have a go?
I movies that came this year that big on theaters. Not sure really.
Want to have a guess?
Uh, it's kind of hard to tell because of the COVID situation. You don't know, like, what films.
Hint 1 was a video game movie. Came out quite early in the year.
Sonic maybe?
Yep, G, we got a point. That was the 4th biggest film of the year. That's crazy to think Sonic the Hedgehog is the 4th biggest film of 2020. Alright, so...
that sentence perfectly describes 2020.
Alright, we got 3 left. A hint for one of them is it's a sequel, a 3rd sequel to a film that had a huge gap in between.
Oh, Terminator. Dark Fate.
No, it wasn't Terminator.
Jay's just letting me know that he's still listening in and he's just lost connection.
Oh, Jay, you're here with our hearts.
So it's a third sequel.
Mm.
Oh, Bill and Ted.
No, it
Oh, of
wasn't Bill and
course it
Ted.
is.
Oh,
No,
It wasn't Bill and Ted.
no,
that should have been number one.
it should have been.
Sorry, yeah, you're
It's
right.
with us.
You're right. It should have been number one.
Was it? Oh,
Ay,
no.
puto.
It's a duo film where it's two cops.
Oh, Bad Boys.
Bad Boys for Life. That was the second highest grossing film of 2020. Um, one was a critical flop. It did very, very bad in reviews. It came out at the start of the year. Starred an actor famous for playing a superhero.
Um, I'm stumped. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no, you've got me.
It's the fifth highest grossing film of the year, Doolittle, starring Robert Downey Jr.
Really?
Was that this year?
Yeah, it came out January. They sort of shoot it out because it was apparently terrible.
God, that was a film.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
And the last one, I'll just say it because I've not actually know what it. I don't know what it is. It's the 800.
Don't know what that is either.
I don't know. It seems everybody's gone. Oh, is she coming back?
Sorry, I lost. My phone
I
died.
think everyone's cut out.
I think Diddy's ran. But G-Man's
Oh,
back.
there we go.
Oh, here he comes.
Back.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. I was
No.
desperate for the lead.
I'm getting to that point. Yeah, the top film was the 800. You ever heard of it?
No, I have absolutely no idea. And that was top grossing, was it?
Yeah, apparently. According to the internet, could be wrong.
No, you shouldn't believe everything on the internet, though, should you?
Definitely not. Right, this one's a little lighter. What were the most popular names of 2020? Newborn baby names. Anyone got any clues?
Baby names.
Yeah.
Don't suppose Harley's one of them, is it?
No. Next year. Next year.
Arabella?
No. The boy's name is the same as a very popular Britpop indie band frontman. From the 90s. Had a brother.
I don't know.
Brothers, they had a rivalry or disagreements with each other.
Noel? Or Gary?
Noah Liam.
Liam.
Oh,
Liam.
Liam.
Tarman.
Oh, nice.
I
If it
don't
wasn't
have.
Noah, it was Liam.
I don't have a clue for the other one, but if you all want to just name a girl's name, we'll see if we get it by accident.
Hannah.
No. G, you got a girl's name?
Uh,
Mary?
No, not Mary. And Tarman?
Rebecca.
Rebecca. No, it was Sophia. Sophia.
Oh,
um, Alright, the next one is most played game on Steam 2020. Now this is, I think it's pretty much this game every year. So go Diddy.
Is it Minecraft?
maybe something.
No.
No, no, I think it's like Counter Strike, maybe.
Yep, it's Counter Strike Global
Counter Strike.
Offensive. I think it's every year, pretty much that or Dota, sort of battling it out. What was the most popular toy this year? What did every kid want for Christmas?
A new console.
PS5.
No, they wish. I wish. No, not a console. What's been the big sort of meme and craze this year?
Meme craze.
Yeah, it might have been in a TV series that someone brought up earlier. Oh, I thought that would have given it away. Apparently my hints are rubbish.
Someone mentioned it earlier.
Oh, that's right. Maybe a Baby Yoda.
Yeah, is someone reading the chat? Gee.
Oh, really?
Sorry, what was it?
Baby Yoda.
Oh,
Baby
Baby
That
Yoda
point
was.
Yoda.
goes
Of
to
course
Gary.
it is. Of course it's Baby Yoda.
The answer was there all along.
Indeed. Well, after that, we got Tarman with 1, G Electric with 3, but our winner tonight is Diddy with 5. So, well done. Congratulations.
Oh, cool.
Five?
Well done, did it?
No?
So, yeah, that was a nice
Wow.
little roundup of 2020. Few stats, few box offices. We all learned who Bad Bunny was.
Yes.
If there's anyone in the chat who wants to ask a question to anyone on the stream, feel free to now. We'll answer a few questions and then I think it'll be time for bed.
We got a lot of people on the chat tonight.
We got a few people in. It's been quite chatty. I haven't been able to keep an eye on it, unfortunately. But thank you guys for all joining us tonight. I mean, apart from a few technical issues as we got going on here, I think it all worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it was a little bit buffery,
Yeah.
but
I'm sure we can iron those out in the future. And if you guys are up for doing it on a sort of maybe every other month or something like that, we'll catch up. That'd be cool.
I'm up
It's
for
been
that.
fun.
yeah, I'll definitely be up for it.
Yeah. This is very cool.
Awesome.
And I hope many other people from the community and even Gary and Ian can join.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Jay asked, "Where's the handsome one gone?" I'm right here. I'm right here. Matt says, "Favorite movie looking forward to in 2021." Diddy, you got anything you're looking forward to?
So it's not a movie, but I'm looking forward to WandaVision
WandaVision
on Disney
the,
Plus.
Wanda and Vision TV series. I saw the trailer. It's very strange. It's very out there, let's say. But it'd be cool to see something new, something unique. Awesome. 2021. I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad. I'm one of the few people that like the original Suicide Squad, but again, it had Harley Quinn in it, so I was always predetermined to love it. And the like 500 helicopter crashes and all the issues it had, but um, the team behind the new film, um, who's the director of Guardians of the Galaxy,
James
James
Gunn.
Gunn. James Gunn, yeah. John Cena. I mean, there's so many good actors in it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I think it'll be out there. What about you, G?
No, I agree with you guys that some of the big productions that come next year are in that kind of vein. I mean, most of the DC and Marvel movies are what many people are expecting for next year. Also, there is some good series that came next year, like Didi says. Next year start with big series for Marvels that I think are good because the approaching they have for it is not like a common series, but more like a big movie that have to be in series for the length of it. So you can consider that the series that came from Marvel are indeed big movies,
Mm,
and I'm quite interested in that. Also, like David said, Suicide Squad look promising. Have a very great cast, a lot of actors involved in that. And James Gunn as a director, I think he's known for bringing very entertaining movies, very funny movies.
mm,
And I think they will give a new flavor to the franchise because the previous Suicide Squad movie was kind of very serious, very dark. But I think the new movie from James Gunn will be more in the vein of Guardians of the Galaxy, more bright, more funny, with very more lighthearted, and I'm looking forward to it. Also, there is a production that I want to see, like Godzilla versus Kong. It could be good. I like all the kaiju movies,
all right,
and
yeah.
I want to see that.
Awesome.
There is also the new adaptation for Mortal Kombat that came next year, and I'm
That's coming
intrigued
soon, isn't it?
also for that because at this point there is no trailer, there is no image or nothing like that.
Hmm.
So I'm intrigued to see what is about that production. Also, I'm seeing the chat some people name it some good movies as well, like Halloween, the new Ghostbuster, that was in fact were going to be released this year, but were pushed back.
Yeah.
I think many people have interest in that as well. Good Busters look very interesting, being a series that has been nothing about it in many years. And it's good they are bringing back that series and Halloween as well. The last trailer they show look very fresh, very scary for the new take they are going for the Michael Myers character, and I think that was going to be a good movie as well.
I think that's Matt Mitchell. He's looking forward to Halloween too. What about you, Tom Man? What are you looking forward to?
Um, I'm looking forward to the upcoming Hellraiser TV show coming next year. I think that was the release date for it. But yeah, it
Apparently
would be
they've
exciting
got
to see.
apparently they've got some original people back for it on the cast and crew. So hopefully they
Is
can.
Doug Bradley going to be playing Pinhead?
I'm not actually sure.
I don't think so.
No,
No.
bummer. But hopefully, I mean, I've heard positive vibes.
Yes, I
So
mean the series is still in very early production, and they can bring it back. I see a recent interview with him, and basically he says that it's interesting in coming back. I mean, he's old, but the character doesn't have to. There's no much physicality in that character of Pinhead, so he can still play him back. But basically, he said that if the script and the production is right, he's coming again.
Awesome. Well, yeah. So there's so much coming out. Like I've looking on the chat, we got Gary brings up the Resident Evil show. Is it a TV
And
series or
Dune.
a film? No, it's a film reboot, isn't it? And they're actually looks like they're paying attention to the actual game series. So I look forward to see what they do with that. But yeah, I think we should bring the show to an end now. I've got to get up early for Christmas Eve shenanigans with the kids. But just want to say thanks to all you guys for joining me tonight. It's been cool
Thank you.
catching up with you
Yeah,
guys and
thanks.
having a good talk. It's been really nice. You guys like a lot of the a lot. Well, I'd say everybody I know on the Off the Shelf Reviews Discord channel. You're awesome, awesome people. You've kept me sane, even if it's just putting up a funny meme in the memes channel. It's I've really appreciated it this year. You've when I've not been able to see and speak to any of my friends really that I share these common interests with, like my wife. She'll watch films with me, but she couldn't give a shit really, to be honest. She doesn't follow the news or any interest in that, so it's been awesome to have people to share news with, trailers, and just generally just cheering me up in this freaking bizarre ass year. So
Mm.
super kudos to all you guys. Big thanks to Gary for letting me join the channel. I also started streaming this year. Like I think my first was Yakuza Zero. I think just coming up to 9 months ago. I started on YouTube, and then he helped me launch onto Twitch. Helped me get affiliated with all the other cool people in the community there. So thank you for that. And yeah, I think we should do this again sometime.
Yeah, we should.
Cool, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
But
Enjoyed
Thanks,
it.
David,
Thank
and
you.
thanks you guys for being here. And also thanks for to all the people in the chat. This is a really great community. I wish you all a very good Christmas.
You too, Electric.
you too. Everybody out there, to all the Shelf Reviews community, to Gary and Ian, Merry Christmas. And please have a Happy New Year. Please have a Happy New Year.
Hope.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining
Cool.
me. And everybody have a nice Christmas. Cheers.
You too.
Cool.
Thank you.